Oh. This is the cruelest part of Meghan and Harry's relationship breakdown for the family of all the broken relationships that have marked their lives since their split from the royal family. The cruel as surely is how they discarded Tom. Marco, hello and a very warm welcome back to LVT News Channel. Use YouTube. 5 birthdays have passed for Thomas Markle since he last talked to his daughter Meghan Markle. And today, July 18th, is going to mark the 6th. He's 79 years old now. And this is an age when a man likes his affairs to be all completely in order. But for poor Thomas Markle, the problems with the girl he used to bring into the Hollywood studios where he read lighting for some of the most popular shows on TV are as bad today as they have. There are many broken relationships that have marked Meghan and Harry's life since they split from the royal family. But the cruelest has to be how they just threw away Meghan Markle's father. And there haven't been any sophisticated palace operations or nice words to protect the elderly Thomas Markle, as there have been, for example, for Prince William or his father, King Charles. Mr. Markle has had to deal with all of this. So no wonder he's been a bit bitter about the whole situation. But there is also a deep sadness to his bitter feelings. I regret at what may have been. Not only did he never get to meet his son-in-law, but he's also been robbed of his role as grandfather to the invisible Archie and Lily Bed. And today, it's only a little more than a year since Thomas Markle lay so ill in the hospital. He was unable to even speak after he had a stroke. Things could have been so incredibly different, not only for Thomas Markle, but also for Harry. Now he's far away from home, and it probably really would have helped him to have the kindly figure of his father-in-law to turn to. Maybe they would have given Harry the stability he has so obviously been lacking since he abandoned his own family. And who better than Mr. Thomas Markle to guide Harry in the realities of life in a mixed. But unfortunately, Thomas Markle has not been available to Harry. Instead, their relationship has been one marked by mistrust. It certainly hasn't helped matters either that Thomas Markle has offered up his own uncompromising views of Meghan Markle and Harry. He's accused Harry of being snotty and an idiot. He said that Harry's been whipped by Meghan, who was probably never going to endure him to his. Even so, this is no excuse for Harry's nasty behavior. To understand the cause of this situation, we need to look at the week leading up to Harry and Meghan's royal wedding. Back in 2018, Thomas Markle was revealed to have worked together with a paparazzi photographer and staging some photos of him getting ready for the marriage ceremony. From reading up on British history to being measured for wedding suit. Was a naive? Sure was a foolish. Well, yes, but there were no bad intentions. The irony was this kind of invading of his own privacy came at the very time the palace officials were sending some strict warnings to the media not to bother him. And it was hard not to escape the conclusion that royal advisors had really failed to understand that this lonely but a really good man would struggle to deal with the enormity of his daughter marrying into Britain's royal family. Back then, it seemed, and it still seems now, pretty interesting that proper efforts were not put in place to prepare Markle for the news. Maybe they could have provided him with an aide to brief him, or better yet, they could have flown him to London and accommodated him in a royal home where he could have gotten used to things ahead of the wedding. But perhaps the most confusing failure of all was Harry's. Even now, 4 years later, it's not easy to understand why Harry didn't meet him beforehand. For the life of me, I cannot understand why Harry did not insist on meeting his own fiancé father before they got married. As any prospective son-in-law would want to do, there had to have been so many opportunities for Harry and Meghan to have paid a visit to her father in private a long time before he ever started giving any interviews. Now, by the time the wedding rolled around, Thomas had revealed that he didn't want to give his daughter away because he was experiencing some hard problems. But by then, the relationship between the two men was turning really toxic. Markle said that he hung up on Harry during some telephone call in which they had an argument. Even though he accepted that Harry had every right to reprimand him about the stage photos, he described the timing of the call. He admitted that he had lied about the incident. But he also said there's a time and place to say what he said, but not when I'm lying in hospital after a heart attack. He claimed that he had ended the call after he told Harry maybe it would be better for you guys if I was dead, then you could pretend to be sad. Resentment had already been building for quite some time at that point. Now, he claimed that when he found out about the couple's engagement, a couple of representatives from the British consulate in LA had visited the home of his ex-wife, Doria Raglan, Meghan's mother, to give her a copy of the official scroll bearing the Queen's announcement. But he complained, "No one came to my door in Mexico. I would have liked the engagement announcement too." A bit entitled. Okay, sure. But I can understand where he was coming